always have the backup mic. At work. At work. There we go. That one's gonna do. That's probably gonna be the mic I'm gonna. That's fine. Not quite as good, but we can handle that. Why am I getting? I see hi Vanna. Oh, there you are. Okay. I didn't see your thing come through because it decided that your color for text was gonna be white. Is that the one and only Stern of the glorious face? Drawing really cool shit. Okay, get it, Stern. Show us Boomer Generation how cool you are. Hey, what is going on, everybody? So fun stuff. So while we were crashed in the middle of trying to draw this, couple things happened. One, I got all of the chat to be on one system. Hey, Pokemon Marco 2008, what's going on? So glad that you're here. I got all of the chat to be on one system, so now I can see all chat pretty much across the board on this. Pretty freaking cool, if you ask me. I think that's awesome. I'm assuming you all can see each other's stuff too. YouTube, Twitch, nice to meet you. Like introducing two friends who don't know each other, and having to warn them about what the other thinks. Like Jim Gaffigan has that whole joke. These are my friends. They don't know I drink. But yeah, so we've been drawing this. We crashed out a little bit, but we're hopefully back. Got some fun people here. I see Pokemarco 2008, Trainer Vanna, Iridium Crash, Not Played, Quill of Numenor, and a ton of other fun people too. Super excited that you're here. Let's just hop into it from where we left off, hoping that nothing terrible is going to happen. I can see the Twitch in bottom left. Oh, that's super cool. Okay. So it looks like some can see some and some can see not. But if you're interested, we always have the Discord as well. Go ahead and plug that. Boom, bing, bang. I think that that's going to come through for everybody. Maybe. Still, again, this is my first time really doing this with YouTube involved as well. I did a lot of game stuff, and I'm going to continue to do a lot of game stuff. Oh, people joining the Discord. I'm going to continue to do a lot of the game stuff, so keep an eye for that. But this is my first time really doing the art thing, I think, on both. I think I tried to do it on Instagram once, and it went about as well as you would expect. So I had like Instagram Live, Twitch, and YouTube all at the same time, and it was like I can keep up with none of what's happening. Which I guess might be a good problem to have. What's drawing? So what I'm doing is I'm trying to do a regional trevenant, based on the birch trees, the ones that look like they have all those eyes on them. And we were trying to figure out the typing that it should be. Last I heard, we were trying to figure out the typing that it should be. And I think it was like, oh, it could be dark psychic, it could be ghost, all this stuff. But I think what I'm going to do is, since my region has a burnt down forest area, possibly have it be fire type. I don't know. It's on my mind. I'm pretty happy with it. I like that we didn't go with the kind of like we have here, like these cracky shapes. Instead of doing that, I went with more like a broader design choice, and I think that works well. Dark grass. What is trevenant naturally? Remind me on that. Is it ghost type? Is it one of those weird ones that's not what you think it should be? Where it is like, I am the spirit of a lost child, but for some reason I'm some other type. Like Delmise. I know Delmise has its lore, but it still feels weird. I'm digging this weird crown type shape that I'm actually going to go off model. I'm gonna be lurking and making webcomic stuff. Time to make line. Oh, I lost it. I'm gonna make line art for the best characters ever. Super pumped. Can't wait to see. Don't forget to share it in the Discord as well. I'd love to be in it's on that. Will maybe another fire grass, or will it not need the grass type as it's burnt? Maybe a fire ghost with a few decent grass moves. A grass type based ability. Nothing wrong with any. Like my mic is being jumpy. May lose me again. I'm looking at all of my bars and stats on here. I'm like, we may lose me. Because even Photoshop's wigging out. The problem is this. It is insanely. You need a lot to run Photoshop, and you need a lot to run Streamlabs, and then you need a lot to also stream that to Twitch and YouTube at the same time. Look at that delay. That's some fun junk right there. Get this. I want to have these little cut-ins. I feel like that's a big part of the design. This reminds me a lot of Ghost Freak from Ben 10, which is fine because Ghost Freak has one of the best designs. At least OG Ghost Freak has one of the best designs in Ben 10. Any you can side to a different device? No, because really right now I'm just running those two programs. So it'll be a figuring out thing. Learning curve. I assume I'm crazy jumpy. You think you can make a cool character inspired by Ghost Freak? I think I can. I think I have. I think I will. I will again. If you know of my like portfolio site, this sounds really pitchy. Like have you checked out my portfolio? On my portfolio, I actually did a whole thing where I did all of the, or not all, I did a bunch of Ben 10 characters. Ben 10 aliens. And so there's a ton there. And well, I think one of them is Ghost Freak. Best alien. Not gonna lie, I did not watch Ben 10 IDK what it's about. All I know is it's like a kid with a watch. That's all of it. The story of a child with a watch. You got it. That's everything. No, he turns into alien. So it's like it's actually a riff on Dial H for Hero, which I believe was an old DC property. And that was the initial concept with the pitch, but it ended up becoming very much its own thing. And it became Ben 10. It started when what is it? What's the theme song? Started when an alien device did what it did and stuck itself upon his wrist. Good secrets that it hid. Now he's got superpowers. He's essentially he's no ordinary kid. He's Ben 10. There's the line. There's one of those good lines we like to see. I want this to feel really craggly. The best character in OP Alien is Alien X. I mean, yes and no. I am from the generation that was raised on OG Ben 10, and I remember the episode where they introduced Alien X. And I remember being like, oh, I wonder what it's going to be. And I was actually really disappointed that it was like, oh, this one's essentially God. It can do anything. It just has to have like agreeance. And I was like, that's cool. It just didn't feel to me like it was worth like the the special of now we're finally going to see Alien X. It very much reminds me of that Ben 23 episode where he was like, "Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what alien I'm going to unveil now." Oh, I watched Gravity Falls, Adventure Time, Chowder, Amazing World of Gumball, Phineas and Ferb, and Pokemon anime. All good choices. I'm actually drawing this because I just got my Book of Bill in the mail the other day. I went to the actual bookstore to get it, and they were all out. And so I had to actually go into a not into. I went into the bookstore. It wasn't there, and I was there for other stuff. Like I was just there looking at books, and I was like, "Oh, I think Book of Bill is out." And I went to get it, and they were like, "Yeah, we are 100% sold out. You big dummy. Why did you come looking for it? You should know that we're sold out. Get out of here. You're no longer welcome in our store." And that felt rude. But, I don't know how bookstores work. What made me most mad about it was the idea of like I was leaving the bookstore and was like getting in my car and realized like, oh, Book of Bill is out. I should go and see if it's there. And for those of you who don't know, Book of Bill is it's a Gravity Falls joint, and it's I've been actually waiting for it. There's a couple artists on Instagram that I follow who just weirdly enough were artists for the book, and it just kind of worked out that way. And I was like, that's super cool. Love to support artists. And anyway, I went and they didn't have it. Very sad day for me. Very sad day for Stern. Merge those two layers together and never look back. I said, let's merge those two layers together and never look back. I've seen someone make a small comic with the FNAF 6 Henry speech, and when it goes, and for you, the pit of all hell has opened, etc. It was just Bill behind bars. That's pretty good. And for you. I think if in like the Five Nights at Freddy's movies, when they get to that point, J.K. Simmons, who voices Ford in Gravity Falls, would actually make a really good choice for Henry Emily. There we go. I was going to say, please tell me I didn't do that on that same layer. It's going to be a nightmare to get that erasing done. And luckily, I decided I was going to be a little bit smart about it. Except for this part here. Bother me. Am I on the... No. I guess I can move this. My Yeti mic was right in front of the thing, which I guess I'm not using right now. So it's whatever. That's why we always have two mics. Made it to the stream finally. What's going on, Teacup Cryptid? Glad you're here. Have you heard FNAF is crossing with Dead by Daylight? Finally comes out in summer. I have heard that. You know what? I have heard that, and I actually I'm a big Five Nights at Freddy's fan. I don't know how I feel about it. That was a mistake. I don't know how I feel about it. It feels weird to me. It feels like it's, I don't know, kind of out of place. I mean, I get it. I get the it's a huge franchise. One that deserves the hype. I just feel like it makes Dead by Daylight very Fortnite-esque of like, look, we're going to get everybody. And I don't like that. It'll be fun. It'll be a ton of fun, but I don't know. Oh, I forgot this one's broken. Okay. I got a question. Do you prefer the old version of FNAF, like horror aspects, or the new FNAF that's like security breach? It took me a bit of time to get into security breach. I'll say that because it was such a drastic departure. Um, but I don't know. I like them both. I like that this. I like that the story in security breach does follow the main narrative. What does follow the main narrative? I guess that's right. Yeah, that's later. Um, and introduces us to a new enemy. Like it wraps everything up pretty well, and then introduces a new enemy. I like that a lot. What I don't like about Security Breach is other things. Wait, what? You're telling me you don't want to play as Purple Guy and hunt down Lara Croft and other guys? No, it feels too weird. Now for our newest killer, it's the Killer Clowns from Outer Space. Oh, that'd be sick. I'm surprised it hasn't happened already. Actually, that they haven't introduced that to Dead by Daylight. Because that's a pro gamer move, especially with the fact that Killer Clowns from Outer Space is like back in the public eye. I think it's a matter of time. But they've got to be quick because it won't last forever. They're literally making a Killer Clowns game. Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. It's back in the public eye is because people care about it again. But that's what I'm saying. I'm surprised they haven't added it to Dead by Daylight already, unless they have. In which case, smart. In which case, big smarts, big brains. If you could bring one dead game back, what would it be? I already know what game I would pick. It's my profile picture. On the chat, I can't see your profile picture. Please let me know. I mean, my brain immediately goes to like when you say dead games, it makes me think of games that like no one's playing anymore and old games. And for me, I loved Rayman. Dude, I was so into Rayman. I would love to see him come back. I know he came back in the Netflix show Captain Laserhawk, and I think that's a good door for him to come back and make for them to make a new game. Astro Beldum 709 says, "Do you plan to use your astrological Pokemon for a new Fakemon region or no?" So I have a Fakemon region that I've been working on. I'm probably gonna keep some because I designed them, and my intent was never for that to be the gimmick of the region. Maybe just a gimmick for those types. But here's the thing: I put a lot of my stuff on Ko-fi, and I actually sold a couple of the astrological sign ones, which I was really happy about. But that means that I now am missing some, so I can redraw them completely, or I can do what I always intended, which was not make it the whole gimmick and just kind of keep some. So some will be there, like Belibro. I really like. I like the idea of like the twisty scale type Pokemon, and taking like the idea of orbit into that. I will keep, but other ones I'll either redesign or do something else with them. But it was never the intent for that to be the ongoing gimmick of my game. What I would love for a series to come back is either Jack and Daxter series, Sly Cooper, or Little Big Planet. Little Big Planet would be a ton of fun. Because I'll say this: Little Big Planet was one of those games that I really wanted when I was a kid, and I think it was like we just didn't have the system for it, or I don't remember what the reason was. Probably just I didn't it. But it's one that I've always wanted to play and be a part in. But it kind of passed me by. I'm actually gonna do another. Is peeking out over here. Give us some dimension. Bro, Little Big Planet is the best. Yes. Make me feel bad that I didn't get to play it. No, I'm kidding. It's fine. It's fine. I'm digging this design, by the way. I'll be right back. I'm gonna go check on my dogs because they're barking like mad. Take a look at this design. Let me know what you think. I think it looks a ton like Ghost Freak, and I'm super happy about that. I'll be right back. I have to check on my dogs. There was slight news of a fourth coming out with servers being shut down, but not the date, meaning not the data, meaning all the custom levels people have made are still online, but people can't access it due to servers being shut down. Oh no! Oh no! That's a shame. Like, what are we saying that means? Does that mean that it's going to come back and that they're like, well, since it still exists, it has to come back? Loving the design so far. Thank you. I'm loving this thing too. This is. I'll be honest. When I start on these designs, I usually second guess myself a lot, more than I should. But I usually it ends up becoming something that I'm really happy with. That's the problem. My strength's not on. I'm actually gonna do this the right way. There we go. I feel like that kind of hits. Same idea. Yeah. Now let's shade this guy. Oh. Can I say, in the idea of like games coming back, can I say Halo? Like, give us good Halo back. I've been playing a lot. I'm on the wrong pen. I was like, I'm forgetting something very important, and I don't remember what it is. Oh, right. I'm on the wrong pen. I personally, though, would bring back Zack and Wiki, the quest for a Barbos. I just heard. Yeah, I just heard about this from on the Discord, which I will link here. I just heard about this game on the Discord, and I was reminded that it existed. What do you plan to do once your channel becomes way more popular? I don't know. I don't know. You're giving me a lot of like credit for like thinking ahead, which I don't tend to do. I guess if it becomes popular, that's going to be up to you guys, right? Because I can only watch my own stuff so many times before I get sick of hearing my own voice. I don't care why my messages aren't even sending. Uh-oh. Hey, Lester Crown. Ben 10 vibe. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Was it feels like Ghost Freak, which I'm kind of okay with. Ghost Freak is best alien, so I'm perfectly okay with that. Plus, what I've seen is that there is a significant overlap between the people. Usually, not all the time. There's significant overlap between the people that like Pokemon and like Ben 10. I don't know what that's about, but it's there. Hey, Photoshop, whenever you want to be consistent. Let me try saying it this way. I remember people back up the levels, and people are able to play the levels and. Oh, that makes sense. That's got a little bit more vibe to it. If I get popular enough, I plan to collab with you and other underappreciated fakemon artists. I appreciate that. Yeah, down for collabs. Figure out how to. Yeah, I think that would be it. Like if I were to like make it big, my dream would be to collab with some of the artists who helped kind of pave the way for me to have my own channel and making fakemon art stuff. So people like Ron at True Green 7, people like Subjectively, people like Hoops and Hip Hop, people like Loxton. I think actually doesn't live far from me. That'd be fun. Funny fact, I went back and played IBP2 and was making something for a bit because I needed a break from webcomic. Fair enough. Level backing up. There are so many hearts. There's so much happening right now. By the way, if you're watching me and you're not subscribed to me on YouTube, you should. It's a ton of fun. I do Pokemon videos there, much like this, but sped up. And I have actually, what time is it right now? I have an Elden Ring Pokemon mashup video dropping in 45 minutes. Pretty pumped about it. We're taking on one of the big bosses of the new Shadow of the Erdtree expansion. No spoilers, but yeah, tons of fun. I mean, it took a while. It took some glitching out and some dropping of the video and having to come back, but we've made it. We're almost done with this design. I say, hoping that it doesn't just shut off on me again. I like that the way that they did the shadow here. I'm gonna try and mimic that. First, I'm gonna dead piece up here, and they kind of just like, yeah, little Toby. I think this is a Toby Turner. By the way, would you say there is any good free drawing software so people don't have to accept the terms and conditions on Photoshop that are both poop? Can't say the real one because of YouTube. Oh, yeah. There's a lot. I use Photoshop, so I don't know offhand all of them or what the good ones would be. Ad for a Borderlands movie, and I'm disappointed with the movie. Oh, I'm sorry that happened to you. I wish that wouldn't have happened. I don't know. I think Procreate. I don't know if it's free. I know it's an Apple joint, so I don't know. Apple's well known for giving their products away for free, so or for giving their stuff away free. That's a joke. Yeah, I really don't know. I've had this question before, and I never know the proper answer because I actually went to school for Photoshop. So it's what I was trained on. It's what I know the best. So I never actually like experimented with other versions of stuff. It's help and it's a curse. Like $9, I think. That sounds about right. Oh, that was a mistake. There we go. Getting there. What Pokemon do you think will get Mega Evolutions in Pokemon Legends ZA or Z2A? I've had so many shoutouts of people saying like, "Hey, you're saying that wrong in videos." I'm gonna say Pokemon ZA. It may be wrong, but what do I think is gonna get Megas in Pokemon ZA? I think that Fennekin Greninja, and Oshawott. Not Oshawott. What's it called? Chestnut are going to get them. I think that's kind of a given. Like, being that they were the starters for the original exploration of that region, I think we're going to see them get them. Because not only that, but there are also 3 that didn't get Megas, which was in a gen that was really focused on them. So it just kind of makes sense. I'd like to believe, oh, that's the reason is because it was always the case. I think the reason is because they forgot. And Pokemon's kind of a hodgepodge of just trying their best on stuff. But I think we're gonna see those get Megas, and I'd love to see some of the like newer Pokemon that we have get Megas, like a Mega. I think a Mega Corsola, Mega Galarian Corsola, would be really cool. But that also begs the question: like, are we gonna have Megas that are region or variant specific? Yeah, the person who watch it before you judge it. Oh, nice, you're back. Yeah, we came back. Got some stuff figured out, and I hope that we're good now. We're talking about the Borderlands. Yeah, I haven't seen the Borderlands movie. And the good news is I don't plan to. I don't know a ton about the Borderlands lore. And I feel like I should play the games to get that lore rather than watch the movie. Also, the movie does not look good. Okay, let's do that. Copy it, multiply in half. That's the wrong thing. Multiply in half. Throw a blue channel only on, or blue channel off. I dig that. Let's do some highlights. Cord my way. There's a cord my way from my headphones. Is my mic. Yeah, in the transition from going from the crashed stream to this one, we lost the mic. So I'm using my backup mic right now. Which, thank heavens, I had a backup mic. I forgot a step here. 5. This is something that I learned from watching. I grew up with the Borderlands series. Get rid of that. Go back a step. So I learned this little trick from Subjectively. He did a video recently on how to draw fakemon. And something I saw was how the light will actually wrap around some shapes. And so you just kind of do this. And I started to realize, like, oh, wait, yeah, I do see that in a lot of the Pokemon designs and elements. So I started doing that. And I feel like it's really, like, leveled me up a little bit. You may disagree. Perfectly fine to disagree. But I feel like it's leveled up the art just a scooch. It also really helps to differentiate with these shadows. Building some of these spots. Oh, that's erase. That's the wrong thing. That's the wrong thing. That. Redraw Triagony if we get a drawing. Oh yeah, that'd be good. Triagity's awesome. And I'd love to see it in digital. We're getting a little jumpy. Are we gonna lose the stream? No? Looks like we're okay. I'm trusting you. Like, see how doing this just like breaks up that shape just a little bit instead of just becoming one big blur? It's a little thing, but when I saw Subjectively Jack doing that, I was like, genius. Of course. I have been but a fool. I like to add just a little that channel. All Gucci gang on there. Yeah. Bring in that highlight layer. It might be a little too much. Let's do a 4. Okay. And now I want to go in and give this specific highlights. Always bring this to 20. That's not the color I want. I'm gonna blur out the edges on this. This is our, for those of you just joining us, this is our regional trevenant based on those ash trees that have all the like eye designs on them. I say designs like like someone put them there on purpose. Like someone went through and was like, and now we add the eyes. What for, sir? To make them just a little spooky. $40? We'll see how it turns out. Didn't intend to be at on it. I meant to be on a 20, so I'm doing double the thickness that I intended, but we're gonna see how this looks, how this works out. Do one there just to show that these are 2 separate areas. I think that looks. I think we're good. I think we're on it. There's our regional trevenant. Look at that. I freaking love that thing. So for those of you coming in, just kind of seeing this now, this is our regional trevenant. Trevenant's not one of my favorite Pokemon, but it has a lot to it that I really do enjoy. It's just kind of put all together. I didn't care for it. So we drew this. This is based on the aspen? I know, ash birch trees, which are the ones that have like all those eye designs on them. This also is going to exist in my West Coast region, which if you know anything about the West Coast, we have a ton of fires. So I wanted to kind of give it that fire type as well. So it has almost these like spirit energy orb things that I think are really cool. What would this look like? I just like... that work? Yeah, it works a little. Get down with that. Dogs are going again. I can get down with that. Yeah, we can get down with that. Let's work on a shiny while we're here. What I'm gonna do with the shiny is I'm gonna take this. Let's make the shiny. I always like when we incorporate the ideas of the initial design into the shiny. So it's gonna be pretty easy. We're just gonna come here, sample that brown, do that. That looks bad. Grab these guys. And on these, I'm actually gonna red. Color. That's why the dogs are going nuts, because the mailman here. But okay, cool. So we have that. Very cool. I'm big fan. I don't know about you. But there's our shiny regional trevenant. There's our regional trevenant. Ah, man. I don't know. Let me know what you think in the comments and stuff. And don't forget to subscribe and like and do all that fun. I don't know how lives work. Um, again, this is my first time really doing this, and we'll see. It's been a ton of fun. We've had so many fun people in here who've been part of the conversation. People like Not Played, Iridium Crash. We got to see Vanna again after a bit. We got to see. Let me just scroll through here. Astro Beldum 709. We got to see Luster Crown. Got to see Tim. Great. Varkas, loving the design so far. Thank you so much, Varkas. All sorts of great people. Teacup Cryptid was here. Might still be here. Quill of Numenor, of course, is always here. Always a great friend of the community. All sorts of great people. Want to say thank you to... I just looked at the follow list as that was coming up and was like, Zav didn't follow. And then the alert went off and scared the crap out of me. Hey, Zav, thanks for being here. We're pumped. Yeah, it's been a fun little time. Art looks very, very good. Thank you so much. I try my hardest to try and hit that my style and that the not necessarily Sugimori, or so like the Turner style. I try my best. And yeah, thank you, Zav. We also got Marin Martins, who subscribed on the YouTube. So if you're watching this on Twitch, go and check me out on YouTube as well. Don't forget to subscribe there. We're going to be doing these as well. And I do post a lot of videos now to YouTube that don't ever go up on Twitch. So if you want to see more fakemon stuff, you can go and subscribe to me on YouTube. If you want to see more live stuff and stuff that's like games that isn't Pokemon associated, you can stay here on Twitch, stuff like that. I also want to shout out Sylph Seraphim for following, and Quill of Numenor, who subscribed for resubscribed for 9 months to the Twitch. Thank you so much, Quill. I have Artistic Venom 32. This design looks so good. Thank you so much, Artistic Venom. It was a ton of fun. Got to do the regional trevenant. I really enjoy it. I think one of the things that in this stance or this design element of it that you can't really tell that I think is going to be fun if it was ever made into a 3D model is that the arms are staggered. So if you look like this arm down here, it's down here, and then this arm up here is up here. So they're staggered by like a difference of like a foot. Also now realizing I didn't color this section right here. Very cool. We're going to do another one right here in just a second. Give me just a moment to take a little bit of a break, grab myself some water. I'm going to go take care of the dogs who are barking like mad, and then I'm going to hop back on, and we're going to do another design. Let me know what Pokemon feels like it could work in this like spooky, fiery atmosphere. I'd love to hear what Pokemon we can give a variant to. Be right back. I am back. And I'm seeing a couple different things here. I'm seeing that Venom is awesome, which is always true. 2 words, Lava Diglett. The Fire Diglett would be. I'm trying to think how we could tie something for their inspiration with Lava on that. Because I think that the only problem that I would have with Lava Diglett is the fact that we already have a Alolan Diglett, who is kind of based on lava rock, at least in its like emergence from the stones, and it has that gold hair to it, which is on plants that are very much associated to Hawaii. I'm trying to think. I honestly, I had another idea. I was like, we're gonna do trevenant, and then I have another one that's gonna be spooky and really cool. And I completely have lost what that was gonna be. But here's the thing. What can we do here? What would be a fun one? I'm trying to think. Oh man, I know what it is. I remember what it is. I have to remember what the Pokemon's name is. Revavroom. Ugh. If ever there was like proof of like that whole thing of people saying Pokemon isn't inspired anymore. Oh, Pokemon doesn't have any whatever. First off, I don't think that's true. Second off, if it was, it would be Revavroom. And I thought to myself, you know, it'd be really cool. A spirit diglet. I actually have a spirit diglet on my Instagram already. It's a tombstone. I'm gonna draw Revavroom better. I'm gonna fix Revavroom. I have such an idea for this guy. I have, like I've said before, I have such 60% of an idea for this guy. And I can't wait to start drawing it and realize I have nowhere to take it. Pop open my Opera browser so I can grab my reference. Because it is a complicated design. That's part of the problem that I have with it. It is a complicated design to the point that it is overcomplicated. And I don't like that it evolved from a Pokemon just named Vroom. I'm looking at sorry, I'm looking at my phone here. I'm looking at someone did a VicWorks at Instagram, VIK_works, did multiple versions of Revavroom with different gears, where one is like a train, one is a motorcycle, and one is a tractor. Yeah, it's a tractor. I think that's cool. Pop this guy open here. I do think it's really fun to get my my community from Twitch and my community from YouTube kind of pulled together in this video. I say as I'm freezing up. The most uninspired design, in my opinion, is Klefki. You know, I get it. I actually, I'm gonna say this, and I'm prepared for the hate. I actually really like Klefki. I see what we're going for, and I'm like, it's super cute. I really like Klefki. I'm so sorry. It's literally just a pair of keys. I know, and I love that. Love that for her. It just, I don't know, there's something that's so like endearing about it. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna make it big. I never saw the design, but I gotta see it. Are you talking about the tree, or are you talking about Klefki? Klefki's great. People be hating on Klefki. I love Klefki. I thought this is really gonna be hard, so I'm gonna trace it. I'm actually not gonna trace it. Let's do our own thing. Let's do like Miles Morales said, and do our own thing. It's cute, but it's just a pair of keys. Yeah, I think that's what I love about it. Is it's like it was one of the first Pokemon that I saw that I was like, it's just a little dude. It's just a little man, and like just a little pair of keys. What's wrong with that? I didn't lose YouTube. But then after that, they were like, "Oh, well, that kind of worked." So why don't we do other stuff like that? And they're like, here's a tumbleweed. I was like, okay, you had your one. You got your one. You can't do it again. There's a couple things that I do enjoy about this design. So you're telling me that Klefki is pair of keys. He looks very interesting. It's okay. I like it. I understand that there are people who don't like it, and that is valid. Extremely valid. Um I like Klefki. What I don't like is Revavroom. Because it's trying so hard to be like 3 different things. I'm actually gonna do one thing I'm gonna do is give it teeth. Because if you're gonna mimic a motor or a grill in that way, it should have something that feels like that. Yeah, just a pair of keys, nothing more to it. I get it. I get it, man. Klefki is such a... It's not a hill I'm gonna die on, but I do like Klefki. I don't like Revavroom, and that's why I'm fixing it. I don't care how to feel about this Pokemon. I'm laughing at the design. He looks terrible, right? It looks terrible. So let's see. There are aspects of it that I want to keep. Like, it's a V8 engine. Very interesting. I don't like that, but I'm sure someone loves it. Much like I love Klefki, there is someone who loves this design. And they are wrong. One thing that I want to do is... Okay, the tires. I get that they're rocks. A mini Keyblade with many key... Yeah. I know, he's perfect, right? I want to angle these out a little bit more so they feel just a little bit more cartoony. But the other thing that I want to do is... I want to change its typing. So rather than it... And I know that may be cheating, or it's like, oh, wait, so you're just changing the Pokemon completely. Yes, because the Pokemon completely is terrible. To each their own. There are, I'm sure, Revavroom believers out there. We're going to say, like, well, Stern, you're just not seeing the vision. I don't. And the fact that I can't see the vision... Whimsicott is peak Pokemon design, so adorable. It's okay. It's okay. I'm sorry. I like Whimsicott. I think it is like... It is a Pokemon. It is very much a Pokemon. And no one's gonna take that away. I just Whimsicott is... It's like base Pokemon design. Not based. It's base Pokemon design. It's like, okay, we know what we're going for. We accomplished it. We did it, and nothing more. And that's perfectly fine. I just wish that there were a little bit more. I wish that there was a little something, something. Like, this is fine. This part's fine. It's mainly the rock body that I have issue with this guy. So we got to get through the parts that are fine first. Parts that are okay, which is where we're at right now. I'm still on the wrong eraser. I think the peak, I'll say this, the peak of terrible Pokemon design, is will always be Bramblegast. Fight me on that. Because Bramblegast is terrible. If you think Bramblegast is a good design, you can come and fight me. It's literally a tumbleweed. I was gonna say it's a tumbleweed with an eye, but even that is like, I mean, kind of barely. Can you make the worst terrible Pokemon design ever? It already exists. Its name is Bramblegast. I hate it so much. I hate Bramblegast so much. Oh, I added that smoke, and I completely forgot that there are actually like tubes here. Again, the car elements are fine. The elements that make it a car are fine. It's the elements that are like rock, where they're like, how do we make an engine? Oh, here's our engine, and it's going to be rock type, because we can't have it be just, I don't know, because it's steel poison, isn't it? Am I wrong? It's steel poison. And they're like, great, now it has to have rocks because it can't be made of like, it can't be like human made. But we have so many human made Pokemon. I don't know. It feels wrong. It feels weird. It feels like it doesn't work. And we're forced to look at it. So, friggin', I don't know. I hate it. I hate it so much. I'm thinking about in this design also. What if it was like, give it some explosies. Give it some explosies. Yeah, I like that. I'm also cutting it down to 2 wheels because it's like a car, but it's also an engine. We're gonna pick one. We're gonna pick one, and that's what we're gonna do. I want to make sure I get these right. These circles. Such a missed opportunity. Pokemon. Couldn't make a car cool. Couldn't even make a car cool. Alright, let's do that. Come in here, get rid of that. Diminish this. I also think Goldango was a missed opportunity. Fight me on that. I know people are gonna feel differently about that. I'm like, Goldango was supposed to be Pokemon number 1000. We were promised something nice. I mean, we weren't promised it, but I thought it was gonna happen, and so that's the same as a promise. And it didn't happen. Pokemon number 1000 was a disappointment. And I know I'm probably coming off as one of those. The first 150 were the best Pokemon. They weren't. There are some Pokemon that suck in the first 150, but they were also kind of like finding their footing. Whereas now we should have that footing. It's Pokemon 1000. It should have been awesome, and instead it was a Mimic that turned into a Surfer, and that felt weird. If there's something that I'm missing in that transition of character development, let me know, because I'd love to find out that there's some inspiration behind it that I'm just not aware of. Like, make it make sense to me. That's a weird shape. Shape language here. And the tires I'm gonna get back to, because actually I'm gonna do just because I have plans for the tire themselves. Man. Oh, this thing. Okay. A weird hat. I'll get these. That. Get this, that, and the other thing. Whoa. There we go. Actually, really impressed that I cut that line on that try. And, okay. For those of you just joining us, I am trying to fix. I don't like that phrase, but I'm trying to make the Pokemon Revavroom more palatable to me. I don't like when artists say I'm going to fix this or that art. Honestly, it kind of bugs me because art is subjective. But I'm making this the way that I don't know, the way that I would have seen it happening. AKA uh AKA fixing it, I guess. I don't know. Maybe that's a regional form. I mean, is that not the point of the regional forms? Is that they're made to make the Pokemon that we had like forgotten about more interesting? Like, I'll say this: Stunfisk was always the butt of the joke. I actually kind of liked Stunfisk until I found out that it was kind of the butt of every joke. That it's like the worst, most overlooked Pokemon. But then they did Legends Arceus, and I was like, see, he's getting a little something. We're here for it. Let's make this a little bit more smog looking. Because it is supposed to be poison type, and I believe that comes from the idea that it's an engine and it puts out fumes into the air. Oh, an electric car variant of Revavroom would actually be a ton of fun. Like, the typing is right there. Like just a straight up electric steel type Revavroom off of electric cars would be a ton of fun. So much fun. Man. Those poisonies. Okay, now this next part I need to do in a separate layer. You'll see why in a moment. There we go. That line. We're gonna make this, I don't know, psychic type. Psychic poison type, maybe? No. Let's make sure that these aren't overlapping any of these areas here that I don't want to. Good. Actually, I'm going to do that here too. Do that. I think we're getting there. I think we're making this more palatable. Layers going there. Good old can't draw a straight line to save his life Stern, making it work. Ooh, what? Blazes and Carnation. There we go. Yeah. And then this and this and this and this. Yes. Oh man, I think that's doing it. Silver, 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 so much chrome. It's all it's all okay. Then it's all chrome. really like it, but it's closer to what we're going for here. Think you're pull a fast one on me. What would yellow look like here? I'd like to invert my colors just for a second, just to see what they could look like. Given the opportunity. Nope, not contract. Banned. Yeah, see, now it feels like it's an engine that's like doing something rather than just, here's a car. Here's a funny little car. I'm gonna go in and rather than apply shadow right now, I'm just gonna make them darker manually. Just because that's got to be extra dark. Throw a multiply on there, turn this to a lightish, grayish color. Let's grab just the silver sections for a moment. Perfect. Perfecto. How do you shade on here? That. Yes, too. It's nice and angular, so it's gonna be a little bit easier to shade. Yeah. Yeah. Meh, meh, meh. There we go. Closer to perfect. Let's do that. Take. There we go. Life is good. there. Now we'll add some highlights after I get this that I forgot about. Grab the chrome, grab the white, make our brush a little more cloudy. This one's going to be pretty easy because given that it's chrome, it's just going to go right across. And we'll do the exact same up here. This time going up and down. Doesn't have to be perfect. Come in here, take this to about 20. I'll do 25. Come on. Come on, Photoshop. We're this close. We're this close to the finish line, Photoshop. Got to switch. Come on, eraser. Eraser. Erase. Eraser. Erase. Eraser. Eraser. Hey, that's pretty good. At least for the moment. I'm not going to go whole hog on this thing. I hate this Pokemon so much. I just wanted to get out a vague design for it. So a little doodle, little sketch. I'm pretty happy with it. If you're still watching, you can find us at the Discord. Bing, bang, boom. There we are right there. Whoop, there we go. It'll pop up there in the chat in just a moment. There it is. So you can find us at the Discord, as well as a lot of my designs go to Ko-fi. If you're watching and you're like, oh, I like this design. Or if you like, what's the other one we worked on? Oh, we worked on our regional trevenant. Check that guy out. Love that. If you're watching this and you're like, wow, I really like those designs. I like the elements that the Sterninator is throwing in there. You can find some designs similar to these at Ko-fi. I don't know if I'm going to throw these ones up yet. Just keep an eye out, follow, and do what you can there so that you can stay up to date with what's going on. Join us in the Discord. We have a Patreon. We have all sorts of stuff. If you're watching on YouTube, you can find those links on my bio or my about section. I believe Twitch, you can do the same thing as well. I'm going to try and do more streams like this where we just kind of stream and hang out and chit-chat about design elements and stuff. We had such a good conversation kind of going along with this and made a lot of great friends